Punchboard Media,
where we all
bring something to the table.
Pull up a chair at punchboardmedia.com.
So our day is going off fantastic. So this is actually take 3.
Yeah, 3 times.
Because the first time I realized I forgot the camera itself. And then we were about where we are now, and I realized that there was no SD card in the camera, so I had to go back up and grab that. So
yeah, I felt as a camera person, I'm supposed to have all that stuff ready to go, but whatever.
But we are here. We are going to head into the gaming hall and see what's going on and talk to some people. So we're here with Sarah from Renegade Games. There's a lot going on at the booth. So what's going on here at Origins?
Oh, we're super busy. We've got a lot of brand new releases, a lot of stuff that's not even out yet that we're showing off. So some of the things that we're really excited about are Junk Orbit. This is a big release for us. We made fancy t-shirts and everything. And it's a pick up and deliver game that has some really cool movement. Basically, it takes advantage of Newton's third law of physics. I know, very technical. But all of that, everybody knows it. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Okay. So you throw junk out of the back of your ship and you move that many spaces. It's super cute. I love the way that this game flows. It's very puzzly, so we're showing that off all weekend. But we also have a few other new releases. We have the T-Dragon Society card game. It's based off these adorable graphic novels, and in this game you're taking care of a baby dragon, which is so cute. It's a deck building game, very, very simple. You can play it with almost anybody, but it's made for really the fans of the graphic novels, so you can go and read it. It's a webcomic, T-Dragon Society. Super, super cute. So yeah, we've got other things. You want?
We have an alpaca.
We also do have Alfonso with us this weekend. He's from Altiplano, and this is a really heavy Euro game. Despite how adorable he is, don't let his cute demeanor fool you. This is a very deep game. It's awesome.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're showing that one off. And then we also have Prowler's Passage, which just barely came out. It's a 2-player only game. So if you have some significant other and you want to, celebrate Pride Month or something like that, you can go and play with your partner. It's a 2-player only game by J. Alex Cavern. He does lots of really puzzly games with lots of interconnected scoring, which is very cool. So it's got a lot of depth to it. The first time you play, you're like, okay, I know how to do every turn, but I don't know how to win. Then you have to play it again, which is great because it's only about 30 minutes.
One thing, easy to play but hard to win.
It's very elegant, yes. So there's that one, and then also on sort of the exact opposite end, we have Circus Puppy, which is incredibly silly and goofy and beautiful in every way. It's one of Aza Chen's games. He did Kitty Pod, Doggy Go, Shiba Inu House, Cat Tower, and this is a dog stacking game. So you're going to pick up a card, and it's a cute little circus puppy. You kind of fold it, and then you have to stack it on the other dogs that you have on your tower.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's super cute and weird. And we also even made little dice bags for all of the Aza Chen games. So if you need to, store them for travel, or you just want to put some cute dice in there, they're little cat faces.
That is awesome.
They're very cute. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And if you're here at the con or everything, come on by, demo a game, buy some games, of course.
That would be great. Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. So we are here at Calliope Games with Chris, the director of fun.
That's me.
So, and we're looking at the, what are we looking at?
The Mansky Caper.
Mansky Caper.
Yes, the Mansky Caper by Ken Franklin. This is our upcoming game, and it's due out in August. And this is a game where it's 1925. Al Mansky, who's the richest and meanest mob boss in the world, he's gotten too big for his britches.
Okay.
So we, as the players, are a family of associates who've decided, you know what? It's time to take Big Al down a couple notches. So we're going to hit his mansion while he's out of town in Boston, and we're going to take all his stuff. Because the thing about Al is, He doesn't trust banks, he doesn't trust security guards, so he sticks all of his stuff into safes in all the rooms of his house, and then he booby traps it with TNT. So the smartest idea is to rob his house, right, and get into those safes.
Of course.
So this is the Mask and Caper. And I want to point it out this way. I like to open up the box and show it. When you get this game, it'll be shrink wrapped like this. You'll take the shrink wrap off, and then when you open it, it will be ready to go. So you take this off. This is the presentation. These are the 3D safes that you use in the game. They will all be pre-assembled, so you don't have to spend the time to do that. They're all nicely put together. So those will be sitting in here. You have the rules to the game to get you immersed are a comic book that starts off, tells you the story. It's also a quick start guide to the game, shows you how to set up, and then it transitions into the rules proper. So we have that, and then inside you also have all of the room cards and the getaway card that you're going to be using. But underneath that, you also have this wonderful removable storage box that when you open it, it has everything pre-punched, ready to go, shiny gems, coins, and then also some of these tokens that you're going to pull from the safe. All of this will be shrink wrapped together and punched and ready to go when you get the game.
That is fantastic.
And we're all about, this is an experience in a box. And the experience should not begin with punching stuff and having to do anything. No, it's all ready to go when you're ready to play. So the way this game is going to work, we will have different room cards. These will start off face down, and we will uncover them as the game goes on. But it's the great room, the trophy room, the office. You only use 5 of these every game, but there's 10 of them in here.
Okay.
You also have a getaway car, and you have a number of really colorful characters. People like Abracadabra, Java Joey, 9 Lives Nikki, Frankie the Fixer, Lucky Lucy, all these different crazy characters. Georgia the Nose. So everyone picks a character. And you got your standees here. Everyone starts with the getaway car. Now, just for the purposes of this example, showing you what this game is all about, this is not a cooperative game, okay? This is a game where we are working together, but we're working together to help ourselves, and we're trying not to blow up. I mean, that's really what we're trying to do. Get a lot of loot, have the most loot at the end, and try not to blow up. So each one of these safes, each room has its own safe. And each safe comes loaded. You load it up with what you see at the bottom here. So we've got 3 danger tokens. The danger tokens mean if you draw one of those, you've set off one of the traps in the room, and you got to see what's going to happen by rolling this die, which will either blow up the loot, it might blow you up, hey, or everything might be okay. It might even blow up the whole room, and this entire thing is out of the game.
Wow.
All right? So you got that. You might get gasps. The gasps are here, and what that is a deck of cards that are plot twists. So the plot twist might be you find some loot, and then you find a hidden lever. Wait, did you hear that? Unlock a locked room without using a key, stay in your current room. So all these different plot twists. Some of them are good, some of them are very, very bad. Some of them make you push your luck, so it's wonderful stuff. And then the last thing you might find is just straight loot. And when you find loot, all types of different loot. Some of them are keys, some of them are gems, and some of them are gold. And those gems and gold come out of here. So you have all these different shiny gems, and you have these different coins with Al's face on them because he's pressed his own gold coins. When you get that stuff though, if you're in the room, and let's say I pulled this right here. So 1 gem, 2 coins. You've got to split everything you pull evenly with the people in your room. So in this case, 1 gem would stay in the room. I can't split that, and then each of these characters would get 1 coin. And those coins would go on top of their stash bags, like this, all right? It'll continue to amass here, unless the room blows up or something happens to make you get rid of your loot, but it'll stay here until a player takes a turn to return to the getaway car and stash the stuff they have into their bag. Now, by leaving the room, this gem can now be evenly split by the 1 person in there, so they get to take it and put it on their bag. And when they draw from the safe, they don't have to split with anybody. So putting your stuff in your bag protects it, but it also takes you out of the house so that the people left get more stuff. So you have to press your luck and stay in as much as you can so that you're there to get the stuff. All right? The other thing that's really fun about these characters is they go back a long way, right? They all the way back to that thing with the girl in the place with the provolone, right? So they each have a special ability. This is Dolly Daring right here. So if we find Dolly Daring, she is somewhere in here. Here she is. She says when you'd have to roll the danger die, because you draw a danger token, you'd have to roll the die, you can cancel it and instead draw a gasp card. That's her ability. They all have ones like that. Some people let you draw 2 and pick 1, things like that. But it is uncouth. It is not good to use your ability for yourself. Instead, you have to pay each other a favor token. Everyone starts with one of these. We all owe each other. So let's say I drew a danger, and you were Dolly Daring. I might say, hey, Dolly, I'm going to pay you a favor. I want to cancel that. I don't want to roll. I'm going to get a gasp. So now you have a favor token, which means you got a little bit of power. So in the future, now if I'm one of these other characters, I might have to campaign to get that favor back. Like, hey, you know, you let me maybe pay me a favor. I'll let you roll that danger die twice, and you can pick which one you're gonna get. So the favors go back and forth. It makes it a very social game. You're splitting stuff with each other, but at the same time, you want the most. So you have to very carefully choose when you're gonna go to the getaway car. The other reason it's you have to choose very carefully when you go to the getaway car is these favor tokens have one more sinister ability. When someone goes to the getaway car and they throw all their stuff in their bag, on your turn, you can return to the getaway car and you can put your stuff in your bag. And then you can say, hey, buddy, remember we're supposed to be doing all this 50-50. You remove the favor token from the game, you both empty out your bags, and you split them 50-50. Wow. And the person in the back of the car can't do anything because they're like, I do owe you big from that one time. Oh! So the person who's really got a lot of stuff on their bag, they may want to keep pushing their luck in the house and getting more because they know if they go back to the car, someone's going to follow them and go, hey, buddy! So the Mansky Caper is all about interacting with other players, trying to get favor tokens and give favor tokens and perform these abilities. Get the most stuff and try not to get blown up. Every game has plot twists. Every game plays out differently. Some games the winner has 110 points, and sometimes they only have 13 points because the way the plot unfolds, you just never know what the end score is going to be. And really at the end, while someone's a winner, everybody's just laughing and having a good time. So that's the Mansky Caper. All of this stuff, you get extra characters. You can play with up to 6 players, but there's 8 characters. There's 10 rooms, but you only ever use 5. Replayability is huge. It's only $40, and it comes out in August.
That sounds absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely have to look for that.
Yes. And the designer, Ken Franklin, who's standing just off stage over here, he has been working on this game for 28 years. This is a labor of love for him. He had the initial idea, which was nothing like this. It was just that core concept of drawing until something blows up, and it has become this wonderful thing. And I should point out that all of the artwork you see, the characters, the rooms, everything, his son Matt, who's a phenomenal artist, did all of this incredible artwork as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a true labor of love. There's Easter eggs hidden in all of these rooms. It's an amazing game, and I can't wait for it to get on everyone's table.
This really sounds really, really good. I'm really interested in seeing this when it comes out. So thank you so much for showing us. So we're here at Queen Games talking with Travis. They have a lot of games going on, but we're actually going to talk about Merlin.
Yep, Merlin is the Stefan Feld game from us that came out at Essen. This is the first show where we've really had it in the States, and it's been nonstop popular, people playing it back to back and enjoying it. So,
can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Sure. So in Merlin, the players are knights of the round table. Arthur's looking for his replacement. Merlin's helping him find with that process of finding the replacement. So what the players do is they the mechanic of the game is a dice rolling game. So they're going to roll 3 dice of their color and 1 white die. The 3 dice of their color will move their knight clockwise. The white die will move Merlin either clockwise or counterclockwise. But all the other players can also move Merlin. So you kind of have to look and see who may move it before you, and what happens if I wait and somebody else moves it. I'm going to get different actions. So it's played over 6 rounds. Every other round is a scoring phase. If you're familiar with Feld games, there's a lot of ways to score. You can score in the scoring rounds. You can score for completing mission cards. So there's just a ton of different ways to score. We play 6 rounds, 3 scoring phases. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. So that's the brief synopsis. Some of the things, if you look around the round table, each of those actions that you land on is going to do a different thing. You can do different things in each of the different principalities, where you can place your henchmen. They can collect flags, which are the banners. They can collect shields. Resources. The resources are used to build castles out in the environs. They can place influence in the castles. At the end of every scoring phase, or at the beginning of every scoring phase, each of them have a set of traitor knights that they have to deal with. Those can be dealt with the shields. The shield that equates to a knight will defend and keep him off. And then we have the banners out on the board, and each of the banners is a special ability. Like the black one will defeat all the traitor knights of a single color, or the gray one lets you complete multiple missions in the same turn, and the 4 other flags sort of mitigate the luck of the dice in one way or the other.
Well, that's probably enough.
And how much is it retailing for?
So we have it here for 60, and then we also have 2 Queenies with it, which are our mini expansions that expand the game from there. So we have both of those here as well.
Then we're back with Queen Games with Travis again, and we were looking at Luxor. So tell us a little bit about it.
So Luxor is a new family game from us. It came out in Germany back in March. It'll be available here in the States, should be at Gen Con. Well, we were lucky enough that Luxor was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres Award. That's announced later this month, so hopefully it wins. But we think it's a great game, so I'll tell you a little bit about it. In this game, all of the players play adventurers who are exploring the temple at Luxor to try to get to the burial chamber. Along the way, they're going to pick up treasures and collect those as they go. The way that this game works, each player will have a set of 5 cards in their hand. So I will put these on this game topper table here. And you can see those are my 5 cards. On my turn, I can play either my leftmost card or my rightmost card. If I do that, I play this. I'm going to move one of my guys on the steps forward 1. If I'm eligible to take an action, then I would. And then at the end of my turn, I would draw a card and put it in the middle, which slowly pushes the other cards out, so you can kind of plan. I really want to do that card, so I need to move this way and get it to go. When 2 players get to the burial chamber, that'll be the last round of the game.
Okay.
Then we would score along the way. We're going to pick up these treasure tiles. There are a number of adventures printed on them. That's how many adventures you need to have on that tile in order to claim it. These yellow tiles are Horus tiles. When you land there, you can pick up Horus cards. They're similar to these movement cards, only they're much better. They give you like a range of 1 to 5, or they let you move all your guys, or they just do an advanced movement, gets much better. These Osiris tiles, if you land there, they just move you forward. The first player in claims a bonus of 5. The second player adventure in claims a bonus of 3. When we score at the end, you're going to score for a collection of these. Every 3 of those that you have that are 3 different ones are worth points. How far in your adventurer gets, if you look on the wall here, you'll see that there are points on the wall. However far each adventurer goes is worth points. You score points for any keys you pick up that you didn't use. It tells the key to be able to get into the burial chamber.
Okay.
And scarabs are worth points at the end. So it's a lightweight family game, which is probably why it was picked for SDJ, because it's very well suited for the target for that. It plays quickly. It's got an easy mechanic, but you will find there comes a point in the game where you do a lot of thinking about, if I go here, I think they're going to go there, and then you had your turn planned out and somebody claimed that tile, and now you're going to skip over it because you don't stop there anymore. So it's very good.
Awesome, and this is coming out for Gen Con?
We should have it at Gen Con, yes.
Awesome, so we'll look for it then. So we are here with Scott, and we're talking about Expedition. So what do we have going on, and can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Several of the table here. So Expedition is a lightweight role-playing card game. It uses an app to tell the story and also to handle a lot of the combat mechanics for you. So if you're familiar with typical pen and paper D&D, sometimes combat can drag on a bit. This is attempted to remedy that to some extent. It's also, when you buy the game, the app is free, and it contains upwards of about 100 quests at this point, all created by members of the Expedition community. So that means, from one adventure you can be on like a noir whodunit sort of mystery quest, and you could go straight from there into high fantasy or to someone else's world entirely. Okay. The rules and the playtime and the objectives all depend on the author of the quest, so they can they have full free reign apart from whatever the base mechanics of the game are.
Okay.
So I can dive into how it works.
Sure, yeah.
So everyone starts off with an adventure, and to start the app, you put a number of fingers on to indicate the number of players. So for instance, if we had 3 players, we'd have 3 fingers, and that would just count who's all playing. Let's do a real quick cheese-based adventure here. This is one of my favorite quests. It's got lots of puns. So the app actually guides you through a lot of the instructions. So it actually shows you everything you need to get started. Typically, you end up with the number of players and adventurers here, and each adventure has a health value. It also has a list of starting abilities. So you can see, for instance, the Alcoholic Diplomat has 3 music abilities, 3 melee abilities. To get started, all you do is grab 3 from the top here, 3 music abilities there, and 3 melee abilities from here. And that's all. That's everything you need to get your character set up.
Okay.
So from that point on, you'll have these abilities when you do battle. Every ability has a risk value and a target. That target could be all of your allies, it could be enemies, it could be just one enemy, and it has a success criteria. Right. So when you play your ability, you roll a die, and if the die matches or exceeds that value, the success happens. Other times, if you roll exceptionally well or badly, you can also get a crit success or crit failure, and that modifies how the card plays out. Any questions so far?
No, you're doing good.
Right, awesome, cool. So let's get started with the quest here. So you'll notice here, once we started the quest, there's some roleplay text and some actions to take. So this is very much a choose-your-own-adventure kind of thing. Typically, quest writers will throw in like puzzles or complications or tough decisions to make that'll actually change the outcome of the whole quest entirely. So in this case, you're approached by some villagers. They're mad that some bandits have taken their cheese from their town. So we can either help them recover their cheese, or we can attack them for no reason. What do you choose?
Let's go ahead and help them.
Okay, let's help the villagers. We'll be nice this time. So they're like, "Thank you. This is awesome." They're over there, and they point to a manhole cover. So we go down into the sewers. They smell as awful as you imagine, of course. And then eventually, there's something else in the tunnels with you, and so you end up in combat. So how combat works, it's a series of timed rounds, and each round you'll be playing one ability, you'll be resolving it, and then the enemies will get a swing in on you as a response. So in this case we have a giant rat, which is a tier 3 beast. We have 4 enemy types in the base game. There's beast, there's undead, fey, and bandit. And let's see here, wild bear, giant rat, there we go. Cool. So enemies also have health, and they also have skills that they play against you in what's called a surge. So that'll be periodically, the app will periodically notify you when that happens, essentially. Cool. So at this point, combat's actually all set up as well. And to get into it, we would shuffle our abilities. You don't need to be too rigorous about it. It's a pretty social game. You draw the top 3 without looking at them yet. You'd start the timer, look at your abilities real quick, play one that you want to play, and then put the others aside, and then put your finger on the app to indicate you're done. And then once everyone's played, that stops the timer, and then you can go into like a low-stress resolution phase where you can roll and see what happened.
Okay.
And the reason we have the timer, of course, is analysis paralysis is a thing. We want to make sure that combat is fast and fun, and so we don't want to spend too much time deliberating on what's best. Sometimes it's often just best to choose a thing and go with it, right?
Yes.
Cool. So once we finish the round, we roll the dice. I rolled a 14. It's greater than or equal to this 9, so I would deal 5 damage to the giant rat. And that's just done by sliding this tracker down here. So after that, it's basically rinse and repeat. You'd kind of do the same things. The enemies would deal damage to you, so you would adjust your health trackers as well. And eventually you'd end up in victory or defeat, at which point the quest moves on and continues from there.
That is really, really cool. I really like how that works and how the timer is and everything.
Awesome.
So thank you so much for showing this to us.